What is good? This is my second vid of the day. This one's gonna be a true tyrant. No notes, no nothing. I'm just kind of off the dome with it. Kind of things I was thinking about today. Shit like that. I guess firstly, I talked about in my first video. Kind of this phrase or this concept of, if I'm gonna be a monkey, I'm gonna be a gorilla. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much the thought process of, if I'm gonna take it there, I'm gonna take it all the way there. You know what I'm saying? And then secondly, I kind of was talking about how, I'll be more offended if a white person called me a monkey. I'll be more mad that they're calling me a monkey instead of a gorilla. You know what I'm saying? Than the fact that they're calling me a monkey. Just because I understand if you want to be racist or you don't fuck with black people, but don't disrespect, the work I put into my body. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm a gorilla, not a monkey. You know what I'm saying? Get it right. But I think also too, I thought about that. I think I had that mindset when I was 21 maybe, where it's you know what I'm saying? Just I could care less if you're racist, but don't disrespect the work I put in. You can see the work I put in, looking at my body. So, you know what I'm saying? Just, again, I'm a gorilla, not a monkey. But, man, I think also, too, I wanted to talk about black people, but I forgot the specific point I was going to make. Again, this is a real off-the-dome vid. I'm on the way to the little basketball court. It's about a 30-minute walk, so I try to knock out videos while I make this walk. Yeah, man, I don't really want to talk about women, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I done made more than enough videos up to this point, describing women and all that. Oh, yeah, I remember what I wanted to talk about. I think an issue that a lot of black people have, and it's crazy. There's a interview. Shit, I might get freaky and insert the clip into this video.
As a gangbanger, right? When you go on a mission, you might, when you looking for your so-called enemy, you driving through a different hood down the street. It's an invisible line. You cross this street, now you in another hood, and you hunting. And when you looking, you gonna pass up the dude that's dressed square, right? You gonna pass up a dude from a different race. When you see somebody that's dressed like you dress and got the walk like you got and got the body language like you gonna say, there you go, get him. And that's deep.
Whew.
You know what I'm saying? When you really unpack that.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? You looking for yourself just on the other side of town. And you gonna hop out and attack him and try to down him in a real way.
Shit, I might do that. But it was with Nipsey. And he's talking about how, when there's gangsters or whatever going around looking to kill somebody, they don't, shoot a white person or a Hispanic person or a nerdy looking person. They shoot the person that looks like them, walks like them, talks like them. And how that kind of mindset is kind of fucked up, and it kind of just, it's indicative and it shows you why, people are in the situations they're in, or black people are in the situations they're in. But I wanted to speak on the fact that, especially in America, I feel like if there's a black person with a gun, they're not thinking, oh, I'm gonna use this gun to shoot a white person. They're thinking, man, I got this, I got the strap. If a nigga want to play with me and, let a nigga try me, I'm gonna shoot his shit up and blah, blah, blah. I feel like a lot of times, dudes will have guns and, black people have guns, kind of visualizing shooting another black person or, killing somebody that looks like them. And stuff like that's crazy because, again, I feel like, first off, the value that's put on a black person's life is, I can't even say it's lower than in the 60s, because I think that's a little ridiculous, but I think it's fair. I think it's a fair statement to say the value hasn't increased by a lot. And I mean, again, I think that's just indicative of, you know, if you get a gun, you're not thinking of, you know, shooting a white person or an Asian person. You're thinking about shooting a black person. And especially if you're like a younger dude with a gun, you're thinking about shooting someone that looks like you, talks like you. So, and another thing is, I feel like when people are getting these guns, they're not getting it necessarily, well, in quotations you could say it's for protection, but again, I've moved around in different places and I've never felt like I needed a gun. I mean, I'm physically able, you know what I'm saying? So if I ever was in a situation, I'm taking off. So I would never really need a gun. But it's just stuff like that is really crazy. Again, I think people are getting the gun and thinking, you know, I'm going to use this shit on, you know what I'm saying, the lame nigga. I'm going to use this shit on a nigga who, you know what I'm saying, is on bullshit or blah, 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 blah. So, I don't know. But I think also, too, I think it's just an interesting, I don't know, it's just an interesting thing to think about. Another thing that I think about, too, is kind of the fear I have of, you know, these ratchet chicks. Because nowadays, these females be having straps, which I've discussed this in a video before, but nothing is scarier to me than, you know, a chick with a gun. Because, again, these females be moving off emotion, and they'll do any type of shit. And to think that, you know what I'm saying, a girl's gonna be able to have a gun, keep her emotion, and then have good enough aim to actually hit the target. Like, again, I'm dumb sexist, so I know. Again, I know if a girl has a gun, she ain't hitting shit. Like, I know most dudes aren't finna hit shit, and I think it's pretty funny to think about, because these movies be having people really thinking they're like snipers, and it's like, bro, you know how hard it is to actually hit some shit with a gun for real? Like a pistol? Like, that's why it be funny. People be talking about, oh, I got the strap. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you're really gonna get a gun, first off, you shouldn't be like walking around in your day-to-day with it unless you have a specific job. Like, I can understand if you're maybe a real estate agent and you're showing properties in the hood. Like, there was a point I was a real estate agent, and I was on Old National, and I was showing a condo, and it was like it was a super trashy condo. It smelled like piss in the hallway. It was a bunch of bullshit, and I definitely felt like as I was opening the door, I had no idea what was gonna be on the other side of it, and that was maybe one of the first situations where I was like, man, me having a gun may have, you know what I'm saying, I probably should have had something, because I mean, I could have closed the door real quick and ran out, and I probably would have been straight. But I think I was with my mom, or if I was with a client, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, but like I could definitely understand something like that. But like, to have like a pistol and say it's for home defense, like, you're a clown. You're not finna shoot shit with that pistol. Like, either, in my opinion, if you're getting a gun for home defense, you should get something automatic with a whole bunch of bullets, you know what I'm saying, like 100-round drum, all that, and leave it at the crib. Or you should have a shotgun where, you know what I'm saying, I don't know if it was Jeff Foxworthy, but, you know what I'm saying, you get that spread or whatever.
I gotta get a gun. So I'm on the road, right? I'm in Reno, great gun town. So I go down to that little gun store, right? Come walking in, there's some redneck there. I'm like, hey, man, I want to get a gun. He's like, I hear you. What you looking for? What you want? Mossberg, over under, 357 Magnum, right? Starts rattling off all this gibberish, right? I don't know shit. I'm trying to play it off. I feel like a bitch because I don't know anything about guns. So I was like, what do I do here? Hell, I'm going to go with honesty. I go, look, dude, I don't know anything about guns. They terrify me, but I'm worried about the zombies. All right? Dude's just like, you need a shotgun. You need a shotgun, man. It's got a good spread. It's easy to load, doesn't have a lot of working parts, got a good spread. He kept saying that. It's got a good spread. I'm like, what does that mean? He goes, well, it means you ain't got to be that accurate. It's got a good spread. Further away you are, the more shit you hit. Got a good spread. In fact, you got a problem over here, you ain't even got to look. You just turn, wow, that's it. You ain't got a problem over here anymore. Anything that was even remotely a problem ain't there anymore. Trust me. And then these people here, they saw what you just did here. You ain't got a problem here either. Feel me? 90 degrees taken care of right there. One shot. These people get smart, flip it over. Wow, that's it. It's got a good spread. So I'm like laughing my ass off. I'm like, dude, look, I just want to shoot the guy. I don't have to do a bunch of drywall work, you know? Reframe my diploma. Get my parakeet another friend, you know? I just want to shoot the guy. So I'm like, you know, how about one of these pistols? So he does like that classic, like that redneck trailing off thing, like, you want a pistol? Go ahead, get a pistol. What do I know? I just been here 20 years. You know? Get a shiny one, right? So I was like, what's wrong with getting a pistol? He goes, I'll tell you what, buddy. Because life ain't a movie. You feel me? I'm like, no. Can you please stop speaking in these backwoods riddles? Can you just say what you're saying? I told you I don't know shit about guns. Come on, do me a solid here. He goes, well, look, you ever watch a movie? Guy go, blah, blah, blah. He kills 3 people. Real life, man, you miss. You miss all the fucking time. You miss enough times, man, you're empty. You might as well just be standing there with a big stapler in your hand. Then what you gonna do? I was like, well, fuck it. Let's get the shotgun.
You know what I'm saying? Because, again, people think they finna hit shit with a pistol. Like, fuck out of here. Like, I think people would miss shit, 5 feet in front of them with a pistol. But you definitely not missing shit if you got 100 bullets. Or if you got, 10 pellets, coming out the shotgun. But shit like that, I don't know. I think just honestly, even the whole, like, people talk about different cultures in America, like, rape culture and like woke culture now and different. I think one of the most destructive cultures is the whole gun culture. Because again, like, especially when I think of destructive for Black people, because again, you're thinking about killing people that look like you. Like, I was watching a video in St. Louis, it was like little kids, like 13, 14, 11, with straps, with switches and all types of crazy shit. And it's like, bro, that shit is crazy. And I don't know, man. It's like stuff like that is just wild to me. But yeah, I think also too, like, people feeling like, oh man, I gotta have, which I think that's a lie. People tell themselves like, oh, I gotta have a gun to protect myself. Like, bro, no, you do not. You do not need a gun. Like, stay your ass in places where you, like, where the likelihood of you needing a gun is very low. But I don't know. All that stuff is crazy. That's why I'm happy I don't really deal with that. And, I plan on kind of moving to a place where I'm definitely not going to have to deal with that, because I don't want to have to, it's like, it's a double-edged sword, because, for example, I live in Georgia, to where I'm a semi-intelligent person, so I know, like, if you run into somebody's house to rob it, there's a 50-50 chance there's going to be a strap waiting for you on the other side of that door. And that's kind of a deterrent for people to do bullshit. But, I'm saying, on the other hand, it's kind of it's a weird mental thing to know that, there's a bunch of people with guns and anybody could, spaz out or have a moment, and then, I'm saying, you're in a situation where you don't have a gun and they have a gun and they're tweaking. So I don't know. That's why I'm like, I just personally don't even want to have to deal with those type of, you know, situations, that type of logic. So I'd rather just be in a place where nobody really has straps. I don't have to ever really worry about foolishness, and I can kind of be on about my way. But, you know, that's all I really had. I'm walking towards somebody who's like weed whacking. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video there. Shout out to listening, and I'm gonna come back tomorrow with another banger.
A nigga catching late night flights to the Bay. Just a mail 100 pounds back to the A. Jet boy trying to find out where I stay. So a nigga gotta go to sleep with the K. Chillin' at the crib, count money, watching belly.